All right, let's talk about foreign buyers in real estate in Canada. So this is sort of a two distinct camps. There's two separate things going on with foreign buyers, totally separate. First of all, there's just dirtbag developers who want to say, bring back the foreign buyers. Hell, they can come and make mistakes and money launder and buy all their... The developers who want it opened up for individual, let's be very clear on that, individual purchases of homes, condos, single family towns, you name it. Foreign buyers buying existing properties or even, new sales, new construction properties, one by one. Okay, so that means they're taking away the opportunity for Canadians to buy, and they're buying it for themselves. Now, there's only two reasons a foreign buyer would buy a Canadian property, because we're talking about people who are living outside the country buying these properties, okay? Two reasons only. One, put a big money laundering sign out. Yep, that's what we're doing. I'm going to creep this money into the country somehow and funnel it through 6 different banks offshore and finally get it cleaned up. Then I'm really going to put it through the laundromat in Canada and I'm going to clean that money up. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you want that, that's bullshit. That's just total bullshit. And we shouldn't allow it. We shouldn't think about it. We should absolutely not allow that to happen. The next is somebody who is not money laundering, but they feel they want to get money out of their country because they don't trust their government. And they like the idea of buying Canadian homes. And it's a version of speculation, because those kind of buyers could buy in Australia, they could buy in New Zealand, they could buy, if they're allowed to, they could buy in the US, they could buy anywhere, okay? So those kind of buyers, and typically they have, their children come to the country they want to buy in to become permanent residents, and that way they can just ship the money over there, and that's all good. But it's speculation, essentially. Like, nobody sends the money to buy these houses, individual houses and condos, unless they expect to make some kind of return on it. Okay, the money launderers don't care. They don't care. They just want to wash the money. But the other people who are not crooks, who want to buy individual condos and homes, they want to see some upside someday. I mean, that's another reason why they're not coming. There's no upside in Canada right now. But if they could, some of them might. And it is still a speculative venture. They're gambling on higher house prices. Their intention is to end up with higher house prices. And eventually they take a unit away from a Canadian to buy. Okay, so again, it's not doing any good for Canadians who want to own homes. Neither one of those individual purchase situations, money laundering, speculator, is any good for Canada. So, except the developers, they don't mind. Now, there's a whole other kind of foreign buyer, though. There's an institutional foreign buyer. There's a foreign buyer who's investing in Canada to build something, to build rentals, to build office buildings, to build warehouses, okay? To build those buildings. And to that, that is possible to do, okay? But there's a suggestion that we should make it easier. That if people want to invest in the building of a purpose-built rental tower, where there's going to be apartment buildings, where there's people are going to permanently always going to rent, then why not? If somebody in Singapore wants to provide the capital to do that, why wouldn't we accept that? Because just be good landlords. That's it. Who cares? Who cares who the landlords are? If it's Singapore capital, all fine and dandy. Let's build more rental projects. Okay, free enter, not because this isn't the Canadian government. This isn't Build Canada Homes. This isn't modular Carneyville yurts. Okay, this is that we're paying for as taxpayers. This is some other countries' business people coming in and saying, yeah, I see an opportunity to make a reasonable return on apartment buildings in Canada, and we shouldn't be afraid to adjust some of our tax rules to make it a little bit more attractive. Like, why not? Build more rental. If you build enough rental units, you will see rents coming down, which is what we're experiencing right now in a number of cities across Canada as more rental units come on stream. And there's still more coming. Like, there's a benefit to doing this. There's a benefit to building an office tower. Believe it or not, in Toronto, you can't get AAA office space right now. Like, it's at a premium. So if somebody's willing to get, I know that sounds crazy, but when return to the office got strong, there wasn't enough space. I mean, people had just let so many of their people go, they'd let some of their space go. So there is really, they're leased out to the walls at the very top of the food chain in office buildings today. So why not build another nice office building? Why not? Why not? Okay. So that could be somebody from Dubai or Saudi or who cares, okay? If they want to invest the money to build this office building because they think they can make a decent return, why not? It's fine. Okay, so, but that's the key. It's companies, businesses, family offices, people wanting to invest to build stuff in Canada that Canadians will use. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know of anything that's wrong with that. So that's the important distinction. Should our country make it easier to build an apartment building here and to be owned by a foreign owner? Yeah, why not? Build an office building to be owned by a foreign owner? Build a warehouse to be owned by a foreign owner? Sure, bring all the money you want. It helps Canada. But buying individual condominiums, individual homes, individual townhouses, no, that's crazy. That was crazy before. That worked. That had a bad result before, and it'll have a bad result again. So no to individual, but let's actually make it a little easier for organizations from other countries to pour money in to building things that are needed in Canada, not buying up existing homes. That's wrong.